Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Thursday Throwdown. I am your host, X to never mind. All right. So it's Ability here, just kicking this off. We are without Dales tonight because he was the victim of just having to work late. So props to you, Dales, for manning up and doing what you got to do. But we're going to get this going here. I got a couple special guests with me. First on the list, though, it's the one and the only, the awesome, the beautiful Agent.
Oh, I thought you were cutting to me.
You know, he wasn't doing that. That was easy not knowing. But how's it going, guys? I hope everybody's excited for the show tonight. We're going to do some reviewing on some of these rankings that a couple members of the league have put up. See what our thoughts are on them. You guys can take our take on them. I'm going to pass you over to another guy that has been a regular on the panel. He's a good-looking guy, probably better than the main host of the show, Marine Mike.
What's up, guys? I'm glad to be here again. Just let me take off my helmet. I had hockey practice with my team. I still got my pads on and everything. So, I mean, I'm glad I could be making it on time.
Welcome to it.
Another guy we got, another regular that's been on the show here hasn't been on here the last week or so, but, he was. Were you on last week?
Yeah,
Dare?
pre-draft.
Okay, Dare.
Don't even fucking do that to me, man. Don't even do it to me. Yeah, but yeah, how's everyone doing? We're gonna be reviewing all that stuff that Agent said, and we're gonna go from there. But we have somebody else on the show, and I think it's her first time, one of her first few times. Rev Hellcat, how you doing?
I am doing well. How are you guys doing? Oh, we got Dolly checking in here.
I just want to know why you haven't brought beer for the rest of us.
Listen, man, I'm very poor. I would buy 1,000 of them if I could, but 6-pack at a time. That's all I can do.
Mike, you'll get your beer when I get my cookies, okay, bro? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know we were having a sexy party up in here. Look at this, Dolly Lala joins the crew. What's going on there, Dolly?
Nothing. I was just waiting to hear back to see what was going on. Gave Daly my information, and then I never heard anything. So Dale hooked me up and just put me in.
Did not pass the info along to me, or I would have taken care of that. But glad to have you, man.
It's all good, man.
As we kick this show off here, what we're going to jump right into is some of these power rankings that have been posted. We went ahead and kind of just read through everything, gave it a little peek, and obviously we're opinionated as all hell. So I say we jumpstart it. One of the teams that got the most, or captains, I should say, that got the most criticism heading into this draft, just based on the way that he handled his trades, was DJ. And I've heard some things since then about the way that he drafted. But I can tell you this, I'm reading the names right here. He's playing goal. He's got Santeria or Dank playing left wing, McSwagger at right wing, Wiz Khalifa center, Sniper lefty, and King Rome at right D. Now, my opinion here is I've gotten to see King Rome play right D, and I've seen some people in some comments say that he's trash at it. And boy, that's just not what I experienced. That guy has helped me get quite a few wins. I know one day we went undefeated, 6 or 7 games. So King Rome, man, mad props to you. DJ, I like what you did with your team. For the spots you were picking in, I think you put together a stellar team. Now, just to give you guys some info leading into the discussion, I think that Daly rated the offense at a B, defense at a B, goalie at a B+. Obviously, DJ's playing goal. And they're projected to be a Tier 2 team. So, Agent, what do you think about that, man?
I don't know if I really agree with him. He's got a solid squad for where he started. What he was bashed on quite badly for for his moves, for his trades. Nobody really agreed with what he did there. But I think he ended up with a really solid squad. Again, you touched on the comment about King Rome on the back end. I don't agree with it, but I don't say it's a bad choice. The dude's really, really, really smart hockey IQ. I don't even know if I would consider him a top first-round pick if he didn't have that. His skill is up there. I mean, he's definitely a top guy in the league, but I don't know if he's really a first-rounder unless he has that hockey IQ he does. He's a smart guy, knows how to make adjustments. But I think all in all, DJ did a really good job drafting his squad.
Mike, what about you, man? What do you think of the way DJ went about this draft? I mean, I'm seeing a whole bunch of nice pieces put together from those positions. What's your take on it?
Well, I mean, you got King Rome. I mean, he solid year last year. What else? Who else was on there? I'm still looking. DJ, you said DJ's his goalie. I mean, I don't know. When I was scouting with him, I didn't really get to see him play net, so I can't really judge on him playing net. But from what I hear, he's not bad. So depending on how well his defensive players play in front of him will pretty much determine how far that team's going to go. Because, like they say, I mean, you can be a solid goaltender, but if you have no defense, you're going to look like trash, hands down.
Yeah, well, he was a candidate for the Vezina last season. So, I mean, DJ's got that going for him. The guy knows how to stop a puck. Cortez, you got to take on DJ's draft picks?
I think where he was drafting at, I think he got the best team he could possibly get out of the draft picks he had. And by that, I'm also going to add in that I'm wondering how it's going to work with having Dank and McSwagger on the forward line. I feel like I don't know. They both have a very run and gun type of offense. And I think it's either if those two can learn to work together, I don't know if they can or not, but if they can work well together with having Wiz right there at center, Wiz is a great center. He's a playmaker. He's going to set up the plays. He's going to do great for them. I think that if those two can adapt to each other's playing style, their offense is going to be unbeatable. And I've heard King Rome is a great defenseman, even as good as he is as a forward. And DJ, solid goalie himself. In my opinion, still a top 5 goalie in the league, especially when he's on. So I think he got a really solid team, especially for where he was drafting.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man, is that this team right here, I think with the forward lineup of Dank, Swagger, and Wiz Khalifa, who I got to scout, man, it's gonna be a matchup here. They're gonna give some teams a headache. Kayla, what do you think about this squad and the fact that Daly projected them as a tier 2 team? You agree with that?
I do in a sense. I do. I think that if they're middle of the road, I think honestly they're probably going to be a little bit below, like dead center. I think they're going to be like, bottom half, but still squeaking into the playoffs kind of team. Just because, like Dan can put the puck in the net. I think that Rome, even though he's not playing his best position in my opinion, he's a very, very solid defender, and I know that because every time I play with him, he's like so intelligent. He'll fill in the D spots. He knows where he needs to be. He can read defensive plays very well. So I think that he'll work out fine. He just needs some time to adjust, not being the high guy because he has a tendency to float up to the slot. So if he can fix that, everything should be fine.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna move on to the next team here. Yeah, I'm not Dale's, okay? I can't do that funny noise that you all like. But we're gonna jump over to Agent's team. Now, Agent, I'm a skeptic, bro. I like your team, but I'm curious here. He's got obviously Agent's playing left wing. He's got Pogs at center. Surprised me 22, who I have not got to see play at right wing. Nexus is playing lefty. He's solid, and Thompson on right D. So Master Shotgun's in net for you guys. I think Daly projected your team also as a tier 2 team. Mac North has you number 8 in his power rankings. Man, Agent, I'm gonna let you kick this one off. What do you think, man? What do you think of your own squad? Can I do that? I'm gonna put you right on it.
I was hoping to answer some thoughts after the fact, but obviously I like my team. I traded back out of the first, basically out of the second for a reason. I got people that I wanted that I knew could play. Were they the best people in the league? Hell no. But I know for a fact I have one of the best defensive cores in the league with Nexus and Tomps. They're both really, really good. And I know Nexus came with some good props, and Tomps is a solid winger, forward, center, and kind of an underrated D-man, and he's really, really solid in defensive end. One problem I would say the two of them is they both are right D. I have ran into that, but Tomps has done an awesome job adjusting to the left side and doing that. And up on front, Pogs and I obviously have some chemistry ourselves, and he also has chemistry that surprised me. That's a guy that he brought into the league. And we've gotten a bunch of scrim games in right away. The first night did not go so well, and after that, the next night we played really well after that. So, it's been 2 kind of flip-flop nights, and, we haven't had enough time to play together, but I think we should do really well. I would say his tier 2 assumption is right. I would say we'd be on the upper echelon of the tier 2, and Daly's right up. With Max, that's fine. What he's got to say is what he's got to say.
Yeah, I figured that you would agree with the tier 2, so we'll leave it at that. But Mike, let me ask you a question, man. You did a lot of scouting here. Did you get a chance to scout with any of the guys on Agent's squad? Fill me in on the details.
All right, Master Shotgun. Yeah, he is an excellent goaltender. We were flopping back and forth between me playing up and him playing net, me and net, him playing up, and hands down from what I saw, very excellent goalie. I mean, have him in between the pipes for agents behind agents D. I mean, they have a solid D core. I mean, it's going to be really hard to score on them. Where it's going to really shine is when if agent can score or not. D's going to shut down, but other than that, we'll have to see.
Cortez, what's your take on this squad?
First take is it's agent squad, so I want them to lose a lot, but I like Pogs at center. Pogs is a nice guy. He can really do well in the offense. Surprised me, I've never seen. I've heard good things about Nexus. Same thing with Thompson. Master Shotgun's a good goalie. I think exactly where they're rated at is a solid squad. I think they're right where they're at, and I think Agent had it right with his draft as well. I think the team's pretty decent.
Yeah. Kayla, what do you think?
I don't know a ton about some of the guys on this squad. Like, I haven't seen Pogs or Surprise Me. Thompson's a good D-man. He's a good center. He's a great goalie. Nexus is very solid in the defensive zone. Offensively, that's not really his game. But if you have a good balance, which I think Thompson is, that should be a solid pair. You have Shotgun, who can be inconsistent at times, but overall is very, very solid. So your back end is pretty short up. I don't know anything about your offense. I know you're a good setup guy, but I have a couple of question marks. But middle of the road sounds like a good spot to me.
You see, Mac put you at the 8th spot, Agent. What do you have to say about that? Finishing 8th overall.
Disagree. Period. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll let the season get started. And I'll let my shit talk start after we start winning games.
So this next team could be a good team, could be a bad team. I can tell you that the captain is a little bit sketchy, and it's mainly just because he's not here. He's usually
well. Here, hold on 1 second. Hold on. We haven't asked Dolly yet what his opinion there.
Oh, I was skipping Dolly till this one. I was going to lead in with Dolly.
Well, then ask him in this one. I apologize.
Third team.
I'm just gonna leave it.
All right, so here's the deal. Pale's moving today. He's got some stuff going on. Couldn't make the show. I got a little tear rolling down my cheek. Love you, Pale. Miss you, buddy. His team here, he took Clancy at left wing. He's got Derek GNR at center. Drift is playing right wing. Rev Hellcat on left D. And, BCO, I believe, just got traded. He's going to take over the right D slot, right? Is that correct?
I don't know where he's playing. He has 4 forwards right now. I don't know what he's doing.
I got him jotted down at. And then Thug CTC is that. So, Dolly, this team right here, Daly rated them as a tier 2 team, and Matt North put them in the 12th spot on the bottom of the list. What do you think about this team here?
Oh, I think Mac probably put him there because it's, well, I don't know. It's a very interesting makeup of personalities. Steve and Clancy on the same team. That would just be interesting to watch. But I'll tell you this. I've only played with Steven twice in a league ever. I played once in Moose, and I played once in this league. Both were my first seasons ever. First time I played forward, first time I played goalie, and he was a forward, and we won the championship. The second time we role reversed, and we still won the championship. Steve might have like some quirks, but he is a competitor, and that guy knows how to win. And if those personalities get it together and they mesh properly, that could be a really, really good team.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how Pale can work the chemistry with this team. It's, I'm looking at it, and there's a lot of good players on the squad. I'm just wondering. And they got B's across the board from Daly's rating, so I don't know. Pale, you're not here to defend yourself, buddy, so the 12 slots.
Pale, he mentioned about benching himself. Is there any truth to that, you think?
I don't know. I don't think that's a good call. I saw that comment he made, and I said, I don't think that's a good idea. But he said he's going to do whatever is in the best interest of the team. So if he thinks that's what's in the best interest, it might happen. Kayla, how do you assess your own team over here? I'll let you speak for it. No? Radio silence?
Here we go. Okay, no, it's lagging. I literally just got all that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in his head. He obviously made the trade. He told us all, hey, an asset is an asset. If we try some stuff out and it works better than what's going on now, then we'll stick with that. If it doesn't, then we'll just keep rolling. So I don't want to give any team secrets away. I know how we look and I know how we're all feeling about it. And we'll try Biko out, see what happens. That's really all I can give you.
All right, I like that. We don't give secrets out around here. It's the way of the Dales. He's taught us all. The next team up on the board here is Marty's team, the Hut Heroes. And, man, I like this team. It's a scary-looking team on paper. They've got Dolly's on left wing. Marty's playing center. With the trades, I'm going to assume that Joey Stopas is going to take over right wing. C-Dub's playing left D. CD's playing right D. And you got B-Crips in net. Now, this team got rated by Daly as a tier 3 team with a whole bunch of last year's best players and award winners on it. Mac North rated them in the 7 slot. Dolly, I'm going to give you a chance just right off the bat to defend your team here. What do you say about Daly giving you a tier 3 slot?
I don't know. Maybe it's a little sour that Marty took a sweet-ass time in the draft just to get back at Daly.
Facts. That's got to be it.
No, I'm not really sure why Daly rated us the way he did. Chelsea won 3 awards last season. She was unanimously the best defenseman in the league, defense woman. And C-Dub is actually quite good as a forward, and those skills are transferable. And with Chelsea coaching him how to play defense and where to be positionally, I mean, he's transitioning pretty well. Just a minor correction. We actually traded Stoey, who I love and is a good player, for Hockey Town, who is a friend of mine from a very, very long time ago. I think we're going to do a lot better than a couple people think, we'll say.
So, Hockey Town, do you think that he's going to get the right wing starting spot there?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so little side note. The only other person that I think has ever played with Hockey Town that's in this league anyway is Thamps.
I have to.
I don't think you have, because he only played league one time ever in 2010, and he never finished the season. There is another Hockey Town that's in Moose that you may be thinking of, though, sir.
Oh, okay.
No, this guy is very secretive, but he's a very good player, and he used to be the best out of all of us when we used to play, and he will absolutely take that spot. But like me, he took some time off. It might take him the full season to do anything like I did last year, but hey, playoffs is when it matters, right? So hopefully he's good by then.
All right.
Mikey, what's your thoughts? We haven't heard from Mikey for a little while. What's your thoughts on the Hut Heroes, Mike?
Well, Dalai Lama overrated.
I agree.
No, it kind of surprises me that Marty traded Stoey. I mean, on paper, like you said, the team looks great. I mean, Sea-Doo, B-Crips, Dolly. I mean, what can you? I mean, with Sea-Doo in front of B-Crips, I mean, that's going to be disgusting trying to get into their zone. I mean, I don't know how anyone's going to try to figure that one out. With what Dolly's saying about Hockey Town, I mean, we're going to have to just see what happens with that one. But all I know is that their D is going to be pretty much the trouble part of that team.
Just a side note here, really quick, to touch on that trade. Chu had too many right wings, and he really wanted to move himself to center, and he wanted a starting left wing. So it made sense for Marty and Chu to swap starting left wing versus starting right wing. That's why that trade happened.
Yeah, I know Chu had mentioned to me that the main reason he wanted to make that trade was so that way he could move up the ice. So that's going to be interesting to see, too, because Chu's no slack of a player, and that could completely change the dynamic of the team. I'm going to jump right over to another team, though. This is one of my favorite teams just because I know that he scouted his butt off. But Dom Silva and the Greendale Community College, he picked up Wolin as his left wing, Crimson Fire as his center. He's going to take over right wing with Tompkins on left D, all the way on right D, and Mac North in goal. They are rated as a tier 1 team, B+ offense, B+ defense, B goalie. Mac North gave him 4 overall. Cortez, what do you think about that?
I think the team's going to be solid. Dom messaged me privately after 239 tonight and said, hey, he's like, I know you said you don't know a lot about the team. He's like, but let me tell you, the chem is there. Actually, hashtag chem is there. But I believe him. I mean, with where his picks were and all the picks that he got, he's got a solid squad. And I mean, Mac North and goalie as well. He's been playing really well since the new game came out. And shout out to him, obviously, for making those power rankings. But he's been doing a great job. And like it says right in Daly's predictions there for tiers and such, that he has all the tools to be the elite goalie. And with the defensive core, it could absolutely happen. So I think he's got a very, very solid squad. I think a B for goalie could maybe be a little bit higher for a B+ rating because Mac North has been doing really well in this game. But we'll actually just have to see as the season starts. But team's overall solid squad.
Well, I feel like one person here might have a little bit better intel as to the decision-making of Dom Silva, and that would be you, Miss Kayla. What exactly do you think about this squad? And more so, do you have any tidbits about Dom himself in drafting this team and what he had in mind going into the season?
Dom doesn't lie when he talks about #Chem. He's all about it. That's all he cares about. That's all he wants. That's all he looks for in a team. So best believe that the guys that he drafted, he's got #Chem with. I can't say. I don't know. I mean, he scouted. He did his homework like crazy. Like he scouted every night for hours. So he saw everybody and he saw how they played and how they played with him. And I'm telling you, Wolin and Crimson Fire, those two together, this is a forward line you should be afraid of. It is. I've played with them quite a few times now, and they are just bang, bang, bang. They're just synced up all the time. They're always in great position, and they just put the puck in the net like crazy. This is a forward line that you absolutely, absolutely, absolutely should fear. I think that the rank is perfect. They're easily a top 4, top 5 team. So. I mean, Mac has been super solid. I haven't seen a whole lot of Tompkins, but I scouted with him. He's very solid. I haven't seen all the way, but from what I hear, he works well with the rest of the team. So I definitely agree with the number 4 ranking, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of people.
Agent, what do you think about Dom's squad here? When I'm looking at it, it's a squad that I like. I know Crimson Fire, he's an all-star. I got to scout with Wolin. That guy's an all-star. A lot of these dudes were on my hit list. What do you think of the squad that he assembled here? You're on mute, Agent. I know you don't know that.
Back!
Scrub.
Yeah, you caught me. No, I like the team as a whole. I know Wallen, he's a super good forward winger. He's a stud, but I don't know Crimson. That's the thing. I don't know if he's able to feed those to the puck. Because they need to have, I think, somebody in the middle that can kind of distribute to both of them. I think that's going to really benefit their team. And I talked with Dom a little bit earlier about his defense, and I didn't know either one of them. Sounds like Tompkins is kind of the guy that he'll go for a skate every now and again, whereas all the way is more the stay-at-home kind of D-man. So I think he has a good mix. You can't have two guys that want to take the puck up the ice all the time. And Mac, I have not played a single game with the guy in NHL 18, but I've heard from everybody he's been sitting in between the pipes every game they play. So it's hard to believe that he's not going to be on top of his game come season start.
Yeah, well, I have a message here because I asked Dom, along with some other captains, I was like, just give me a statement about your team, heading into the season. And he said, Greendale Community College is firing on all cylinders and ready for the season. We have quite a few freshmen this semester, yet I can already guarantee that almost all of them will be in contention for Rookie of the Year. Those that are scratching their heads as to what this team is and to whom these players are need to understand that it's not you who chooses the #Chem. It's the #Chem that chooses you. So he's got a lot of faith in this squad right here. Man, Dom, I love your team, dude. Great job with it. I don't want to play you guys, but that's going to happen. So the next team I got on my hit list here is McGillis, the Damn Dirty Apes. They're listed as a Tier 2 team by Daly. It's comprised of Edge on left wing, Luca at center, Easy Real or Sonny at right wing, McGilla left D, You Done Know at right D, and Lime is playing goal. Mac North rated them at a 9. I say, Dolly, what's your take on McGilla's team here?
Okay, McGilla's team has a couple really, really good players. Luca's great. Saney's great. I love you, Saney. But I don't think their back end is as strong as some other people think they are. I think that a middle of the pack rating is appropriate. And I mean, if you guys prove me wrong, all the power to you. But I really don't see the strength in the back end like I do in some of the other teams.
I have a comment on that where you mentioned the back end on the defensive end. We played a few games against them the other night. My team did. We screamed them. And they play a really, really strong trap game because they do have those super strong wingers that are very smart. And Luka is probably arguably one of the best defensive centers in the league. They have a strong trap game. They played it all game, and it was super frustrating to play against. Mags can play super, super well, and at other times he kind of falls apart. One point he was watching the game, watching his forwards too much, and gave away a breakup goal. But that happens. So Lime, he played awesome in net. He played terrific. Actually, he had some shutout. He had a shutout and a couple other shutout periods. So good for him.
Yeah, solid in goal. I like the squad. This is one of the teams I look at, and I don't know what to expect from them. Because just like all the captains out there, we're trying to figure out who are we going to match up well with and who are we going to have problems with. And this is one that I'm just kind of scratching my head on because I haven't got a chance to play McGill's squad yet. But they look good. And the way that he talks them up, you'd think that they're the best team in the world. So, all right. I got a message. Now, this is a long one, but McGill sent me a little something about his team here. Said, I'm feeling good about my team. I always do. I always draft a good team on paper. Shit happens, though, whether it's availability, like last season, or just plain chemistry. Me, Luka, and Easy Real go way back, at least 4 years or more, so I have no doubt they can play. They've played every year at a high level. Edge, I saw a lot of video back in the day when we watched whole games for media. Always impressed me. Had a bad season 4, but should bounce back big time. Lime and Dunn, those guys I've never teamed up with. Dunn impressed me in scouting. I had to have him. Lime was recommended. Both are huge surprises on how good they play right D and goal. Overall, what I love the best is the team's hockey IQ. On a side note, I do have to keep focused. I get caught watching Sonny and Luka, just like you were making reference to there. So that's a thing. Cortez, what do you think about Mag's team here? He seems to love him.
I think it's gonna be the questions of a defensive core. There is. It's a legitimate question. I think I like how he even called out himself on the whole watching Sonny and Luka and all them up there from like watching them play. I think that's really clutch that Lime is a solid goaltender. Apparently getting the shutout against Agent because he's a scrub and some other shutout periods.
Skating around.
yeah. I mean, there's no other guys on the ice, just you. But I think. If the pieces come together, I think if they can get the offensive set down and right, I think they'll have a really solid squad. And I think that tier 2 finish could become even a tier 1 finish, especially if Lime does his job in net that he's already proving that he can do. Dunn is solid at right D, and the forward lines just put the puck in the net. I think they have a really solid squad and can even be better than what they're rated at right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. Before I move on, does anybody else want to comment on Mag's team? Good. All right, the next one I've got on my hit list is Chew Therapy and the Sunnydale Slayers. I wasn't for sure what Chew was going to do, and I'm still not sure what Chew is going to do, but this is what he's rolling with. He's got now I might have this messed up again, but Stoey Jope I've got on left wing, Chew Therapy playing center, Thamps on right wing, Moose on left D, Ninja Gaiden is on right D, I believe, right? And Middlegaren's in goal. And this team was rated a tier 2 team and a number 5 pick in Mac Nort's ratings. And my biggest question here is with 2 trades coming on Chew's end pretty much before these rankings hit the board, man, Agent, do you think that this team's going to finish in the top 5?
I remember to unmute my mic there. To be honest, I don't know how I feel about him. I know Thamps comes with a lot of praise from Daly, but he played with a great center in King Rome last season, and Dolly. So it's tough to say. I choose a great guy. He's a great competitor, and he's great at the game. And Middlegaren, I played just about 2 full seasons with the guy, and I think he's one of the most underrated attendees in the league. He's part of the reason that Gunnarsand made its finals run a couple seasons ago. So he has a solid team. He has a lot of pieces that can work. It's just whether they're going to work together. You can have a lot of people with skill, and they might not like playing together. So there's so many factors come into it, but I hope the best for them, and we'll see how they do.
Mike, give me a little something here, man. I need to hear about a couple of these guys on Choose Squad. Lay it out there for me. Let me know what you think about this team.
All right, well, I got the privilege of playing with Ninja Gaiden during the scouting games, and he's not an over-the-top player. Like, he kind of sits behind the scenes a little bit. He makes a lot of great passes. He looks for that open slot every time to make a beautiful pass, and that's what's going to help this team out a lot. Let's see, who's playing net for them? I didn't hear who was playing net for them.
Middle Garen.
Actually, other than Ninja, like, that's pretty much all I know about that team. Like, I really haven't got to play with the rest of them.
See,
So
I know a little bit about Moose. I know a little bit about Thamps, who was on that
Thamps,
championship team.
yeah.
I'm going to read you what you had to say about his team, and then Cortez, if you got anything you'd like to follow this up with, feel free. But Chu says, I feel like we have a good chance of competing. Between Thamps and Moose, I have a lot of hours logged in between the two of them, and we play really well together. I don't even have to look for Thamps on the ice to know where he's at. And Moose, I felt, wasn't utilized enough on our previous team. He's a huge offensive threat and a pain in the ass to play against in our own zone. With Joe Stowe, I have a good veteran presence, a guy that tasted victory in Season 3 and is hungry for more. Middle looked really good last year when we saw him, and he's surprised me so far this year. Dusty will man the backup card all season long, and I'm comfortable with he's comfortable with wherever I need him to play. I haven't played with Ninja yet, but the trade I made, I felt was best for the team. I didn't see BCO gelling well with the core players, so this allowed me to go back to playing center. I felt I drafted strongly enough that I could play D this year, but playing with a guy like Thamps, he'll be my Berkey. Kid's going to put a lot of pucks in the net. So he said, I look forward to being able to get my feet wet as a captain and leading my boys to a deep run. So it sounds like he's very optimistic about his chances here. I don't know what to make of your team, Chu. I know that they got number 5 over there in the power rankings, but Cortez, what do you think? You think this is a top 5 team?
As of right now, I think they have all the parts to be one, but I'm not exactly sure with the trades and everything that have happened so far. I think we have to see how the first few weeks go. I think with Chu making these trades and not being exactly sure possibly where he wants to play up front, yes, but maybe it wasn't for the best interest of the team. Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm going to keep them right at the 5 spot for now just because they do have a solid squad. I want to see how they play first, because if you're making – he already made 2 trades, right? Is that correct, or just 1?
Yeah, no, he made 2.
So he's already made 2 trades before the season's even started, and I'm just – I don't know. I don't exactly know. Yeah, I'll keep him at the number 5 spot for now, but I just don't think they're going to have to show me personally how they play before I give any prediction on how well I think they're going to be.
Yes, that's exactly where I'm at. I think 2 trades before the season already starts, and that is just a huge flag in the air. Like, I'm wondering what's going on, but Chu seems to be very optimistic. So these moves he made might end up paying off for him. We shall see. But we're going to move on here. So the next team that I've got on my list is my team, the Victoria's Secret.
Speaking of the Victoria's Secret, what's up with your shirt?
Oh,
I'm loving the shirt.
This shirt, I'll tell you what, man. This shirt, it's beautiful. I think my team, like everyone on my team, I think they're going to get one. I'm just waiting for responses on sizes and mailing addresses.
Did you really go out and get shirts made for your team?
Well, you have to understand, it's not every season that you get to be a captain. So,
dear God.
Yeah. But, all right, the next team, my team here. I got Cosmic Fate on left wing, Tom for the win 88 at center, no Regretskis on my right wing, Peaceful Bob and Viper going to fill in on lefty, and I'm playing goal. So we got a tier 1 rating. Holy shit. And Mac North placed me in the number 3 slot. So, boy, I don't know, man. I like the way that looks, but I don't want to comment on my own team here. So, Kayla, what do you think of this team that I've got?
I do like it. I like it. Cosmic is even better at 18 than he was at 17. He's already scored some very impressive goals, some clip-worthy goals. And I've heard, I haven't played with Noah Gretzky's, but I've heard he's amazing. Tom's going to win you a lot of face-offs. Peaceful Bob is solid defensively. Odd has some offensive capabilities. Is a solid defender. You're solid in net. You're a very well-rounded team. You're nice and balanced. So I agree that you're going to be probably in the top 5 somewhere. I like this forward line a lot. I think it's going to be pretty scary to try to defend.
Awesome. Like that is such
I have a
nice
comment
feeling.
on the only reason you got a tier 1 rating
Oh.
because Odd Guy is on that team. That's it.
Yes.
That is all.
I did something right in this draft. Yes.
Not a single thing to do with Cosmic because I know he's listening.
Dolly, what's your input, man? What do you think of the squad I assembled here?
We got the luxury of playing you on draft night. Mind you, everybody was really tired and a little drunk, but you got some stellar forward line, man. They are just dynamite. They already gelled together. On the first night, they were just doing stuff you'd expect people to be doing in the finals. I mean, you have a really well-rounded squad. I don't see many holes, and if you do have holes, you definitely have players that are going to make up for the mobility. You got like a top 3, top 5 team for me easily.
Yes. Oh man, I gotta host this show more often. I love this show. All right. Well, hey, Cortez, you want in on this?
I love the offensive line. I mean, Cosmic's my boy. He's even, like Kayla said, even better at this game than he was at 17. Regretsky's is really good as well. Tom's going to win a lot of face-offs, so plays that center spot well. I think the only thing that may hinder the team is defensively, how the defensive zone goes and being able to keep the puck out of that. And that's not shots at you. I think just the defensive core of the team maybe could be worked on a little bit, but that's going to come in due time as the season goes on. But just like Dolly said, anywhere from 3 to 5, I'm in that exact range with the team as well. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't even know if I should, but Mike, do you have any comments here over the Victoria's Secret?
Going into this draft as your first time captaining, it was like I was kind of worried for you because I mean the spotlight was on you, especially where your draft picks. You weren't making a lot of moves with the draft picks, so I mean it was kind of interesting seeing where you were going to end up with, who were you going to end up with. But I mean, just seeing the team now, your forward line is phenomenal. Your defensive line is very well balanced. The only hole I see is the net. There's a big giant gaping hole in the net.
Shots fired, ding ding ding.
But I mean, like I said, I mean, shout out to Cosmic Faye, my #1 fan. I love you. Thanks for the shout outs tonight on the outfit. I love it. But I mean, like I said, the team very, very well balanced. I mean, you're definitely a top 3-4 team. I will give you that. And congratulations on a very well picked team.
I want to know why everybody is a top 3, 4, 5 team. Nobody's ever saying like this guy's #1.
Agent, your team's number 12.
No. We're 8. It's already stated. It's posted.
No, we haven't got to them.
I'll give you my power rankings. Everybody's number 1. Number 12.
Oh, I do want to say real quick to all the other captains out there, because this has got to be said. I can't believe after last season and everything that happened with Daly just boosting up Odd Guy every chance he got, that you guys let Odd Guy fall to me at 40. What were you thinking?
Not again.
Oh man!
You took him 2 picks before us, Ability. We were praying you didn't take him because if Cripps wasn't there, that was our pick at 22.
Man,
Odd Guy is great.
Yeah, well, that was the one thing I knew I was getting with Odd too. And maybe he didn't get enough props, but he went under the wing of Daly last season, and I was paying attention. He turned a lot of things around, and he helped structure Odd Guy even better than he was. So I'm feeding off that. Now Odd Guy's going to get to play that role a little bit and do the same thing with Bob and maybe Viper. So, and those guys are already good in their own right. So I'm hoping things pan out here. But now here's a team that I think might actually be the #1 team in this league. And it's just scary to me. But D-Mart's team, the Peninsula Pirates, he went out and he got Hugh Laurie again playing center for him. Last year they tore up the ice. So that's a great pick by D-Mart. He's sitting there with BTW at his left wing. Hugh's playing center. He's playing right wing. Cortez on the left D. And Jofus on right D with Tomahawk in net. I mean, this team right here, this is probably your #1 team, folks. Agent, will you back me up on this?
I don't know if I'd say they're #1.
Come on,
I'm gonna stick to the whole. Yeah, they're like a 2 to 4 squad. You know, they're not #1. You know, they're good. I don't know how they're doing the rankings, how they're looking at it. You know, I would say you're probably right. They probably should be a #1. They have the #1 goal scorer from last season on their squad. They're already a heads up. But I look at Daly's rankings and they mark them or rates them a B+. I mean, how do you have the #1 goal scorer from last season? You're a B+. He's already makes it an automatic A-. Come on.
I thought the same thing, to be honest with you. He also rated them. I mean, Mac North put him number 2 overall. Daly did give them a tier 1 rating, though. But Dolly, what do you think about this all-star squad that D-Mart assembled here?
Well, I mean, with the exception of D-Mart himself, they don't have any like best in slot players, but every player on this team is really good. This is the one team that I look at out of all the teams, and I think to myself, man, I don't know what I want to attack because, Cortez is good, Jofus is good, Tomahawk's good when he doesn't have internet issues. I mean, they have a really solid team from front to back, very well-rounded. I mean, out of all the teams I see, they're the only one without a hole. So for me, I would put them at number 1 on paper.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Thank you for the kind words.
Kayla, I'm gonna pass this off to you just because I really do think they're one of the top teams. Would you agree with that or disagree?
One of the top teams, yes. I don't know if I would say the top. I don't know if I would say number 1. I agree with Dolly. There's not one hole. Everybody on that team is very solid. You have D-Mart, who's arguably, the best player in the league. Hugh Laurie, who's a very, very solid, defensing a whole lot about BTW, but I heard he's like, other leagues, he was really good. I played with him a little bit. He was very solid. I think he's the kind of guy who needs him, which I hate saying. I hate that phrase. I hate it.
Hashtag fuck Dom.
Hashtag fuck Dom. Yeah, Dom, stop asking for my number, by the way. You're not getting it.
No.
What about me?
Oh, now here comes
Mike's already got it, probably.
Oh, and before things get awkward, I'm just going to go
Moving
into
on.
a little thing that D-Mart said over here about his team. He said, I feel great going into season 5. All the preseason rankings say that we should be going to the finals, and I think that's a fair assessment. I've scouted a few of the guys that I wanted to end up with, and I got BTW in the 3rd round. He should be a candidate for Rookie of the Year. So if I was looking at this, I'd say BTW would probably be the only question mark I'd really have on the team, just because I don't have a lot of experience playing with him. But boy, if he's calling Rookie of the Year on BTW, we might be in trouble, folks. So
I will second.
Toss him in the puck all the time. So
Listen.
Guaranteed
Actually, I'll tell you this: in our practice games that we've been playing, it's actually the exact opposite. BTW is setting up Hugh and D-Mart every play. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon of D-Mart. I'm jumping on the bandwagon of BTW. Could absolutely go for Rookie of the Year, and I think he is going to be a contender for it. A lot of people don't have a lot of scouting reports on it, but I'm telling you, he's a very, very solid forward. Very solid.
Yeah. Ooh. All right. Well, hey, we got to get through this list. So BTW, best of luck. You make Rookie of the Year, buddy. I don't know if it's going to happen, but if it's going to happen, it's going to happen with this squad right here because you're playing with 2 of the greatest juggernauts and know how to move the puck and put it in the back of the net. So I don't want to play you guys. Just stay away from me. Thanks. The next team on my list here is Shock's team, the Dark Horse. And I don't even know if we should talk about them because Shock's probably not watching. He's probably over there on Twitch streaming something right now, not paying any attention anyway, but we'll cover him anyway. Shock picked up Nick the Greek on left wing. He's playing center. He's got Ozzy on right wing for him again. Phoenix Rising on left D, Drug Monkey on right D, and Slicky Slick in goal. I don't know if you guys have ever had the opportunity to play against Slicky Slick in any of the scouting games, but that guy, in my opinion, fantastic goalie. Mac North gave him a 10 in his power ratings, and Bailey gave him a tier 2 rating overall. So I don't know. This team has a lot of question marks to me because I just don't know how this team's going to play together. Shock, I did see a message from him, and he seemed very impressed by his own squad. But just looking at it on paper and whatever you know about the individual players, Agent, what do you think about Shock's squad you got going on over here?
Right, yeah, I don't know the whole squad really well. I know Drug Monkey can hold his own on right D just fine. He's a really good pick there. He's a really safe pick for him. Then Phoenix, he's a really good defenseman as well, but he needs that guy that's a tier above him. He needs that guy to help him out when mistakes are made. I know Ozzy played on the team prior, and I don't remember, who was the other winger that he just drafted, the same guy as last season?
Ozzy.
It was Ozzy. Okay, yep. And see, those guys played their last season. They did. I mean, they made a deep run in the playoffs, and they both played really well together. So I would expect kind of the same thing. I see them making playoffs without an issue. It's what they do once they hit playoffs. I I don't think they're going to be rated high in the standings at all by any means, but I don't see them bottom of the league either. But I think they'll make a deep playoff run.
Yeah. I would expect that Shock's teams don't typically miss the playoffs. So Shock hit me up, and he said, I drafted 2 left wings, Ozzy and Nick DeGree. He said, I love the lack of expectations for my team. And then he said, I'm watching you, jerk. So there's Shock's input. But I know he loves his squad because he was talking about it earlier in the captain's thread. I'm going to move on. I want to get to this one right here. This is probably, just the biggest one. And he's not here to defend himself. So, folks, we all have to have fun with this, okay? It's Daily
Put
squad.
him on blast.
Oh, putting it in. Oh, man, what are you putting it in? It's not going to be my team, but I like to figure out what team it will be. Daily had number 3 and number 4 picks overall, and he goes with none other than Esoteric and Brick City right off the board. He had to wait till the end of the draft to finish the squad. He finished it up by picking Yambag. Daly's playing right D, 37 in a rolls in goal, and then Mr. Irrelevant, the 60th pick, sober enough. How do you go from 3rd overall in season 4 to 60th? Not sure how that happens. I'm gonna send this one straight over to you, Dare. I want to get your take on this tier 1 team and Mac Nort's number 1 team overall.
So when Dolly brought up the point of holes in a team, the first hole I see, and it's no shots at him, is Yam. And it's the same thing as Daly giving their defensive rating an A-. Yes, Daly is a great defenseman, and I'm not saying Yam's bad either, but I don't think it's an A- defensive rating. Like I said on 239 tonight, I think Yam needs to kind of fix the way he plays defense, and then that A- rating is absolutely there. SO being taken at 3, I think was a little high as well, but SO plays well with Daly, and I don't know how Sober dropped to 60. I enjoyed playing with him when he was at the Old Dad's special in the beginning of season 4. I played a lot of off-season games with him too. I like playing with him. I don't know how he drops from 3 to 60, but Brick City, another guy that's solid as well. I think they have a very solid squad. I think Yam is that one hole that they'll have to work on for right now, and if Yam can fix this game, it's a very, very, very solid team.
Yeah, Kayla. Daly's team here. Now, I know on paper all these names look really good, but to me, this is just kind of like this would be the veteran team of 239 in my opinion. It's right up there. You couldn't assemble it much different. There's only 2 spots you might be able to switch out. But what do you think of Daly's team here? Is this the team that's going to get him a repeat?
It very well could be. I think he's up in the top 3, and I say that because Brick City he's a leader. He's very much like Daly in the way that he will do everything that he can to teach his team to play the way that helps them be the best team that they can be. He will learn to understand how they play, and he will learn to try to adjust them to the way that he plays so that they find a middle ground. And I like the way that SO plays. He's a good playmaker. He moves the puck well. I think Brick City understands the breakout. Brick City understands how to put the puck in the back of the net. So if they can find a way to get SO and Brick to work as a good tandem, I think that Yambag will be no. I think that it won't even matter whether he plays or doesn't, because Daly can lock up a back end like nobody's business. 37 is solid. And then you've got Sober all the way down at pick number 60. Sober is a relentless forechecker. Sober pisses me the fuck off when he plays right wing. I hate him because he pressures the shit out of me and I lose the puck constantly. Sober can make you turn the puck over more than you thought you could. So I think that if Brick City chills in the end and just let Sober do all the work, you're going to get turnover after turnover, and it's just going to go in the back of the net. I think this forward line could be pretty scary. The question mark to me is Yambag on his offside playing defense. I think that right wing is his best position, and he's playing left D. So that's kind of awkward to me. But I think it could work. I think Daly could try to make it work.
I have a comment on the Yambag thing. He was quoted in the fucking chat, I will never play fucking lefty in my life because right-handed is AIDS. That was his exact words. And then he gets to go play with Daddy Dales, and all he is doing, he's not even a captain. He's in the captain's thread as an admin. And the dude talks more shit than Daly, which I didn't think was impossible. I thought it was impossible. I mean, fucking aim, dude. But no, seriously, I think the only part that no discredit to him. I think Daly screwed up a little bit on his draft. Is his first 2 picks. Those 2 picks are huge. You got to pick playmakers, game changers. And he got one of them. I mean, he did get a game changer in Brick. Esso's a great player, but he is a system guy, which Daly, again, sticks to his word, says, I want system guys. And he got it there. But, I don't know if that was the right pick for that early. But, hey, that's what he wanted. He got the guy that he wanted there. So props to him. And, again, with the Sober, I don't know how the fuck all of us captains can go cut ourselves for letting them drop that far, especially to Daly. But there is that.
Yeah, well, Mike, real quick, what do you think of Daly's squad here? Obviously a contender, right? But I mean, are they as good as the number 1 overall?
Fuck Daly's team.
His brother is mad.
Here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. I'm salty. A day before the draft, Daly messages me. Hey, man, keep this hush-hush. I'm going to try to I like what I see with you be in the net. I like that. I'm going to draft you as in the net if you're there right around like 4th or 5th round. I'm like, awesome. Cool. Sweet. 4th or 5th round comes, not a damn thing. And I'm saying like, this motherfucker, I'm going to kill him. He made promises he can't keep. And you know what? Fuck him. No, honestly though, he has a decent team. The only, like everyone else has been saying, which I have to agree with, is the only hole that I see is Yambag. He doesn't play lefty, so just like his vote, he's going to be AIDS on lefty. So attack the left side, you're pretty much going to get in every time.
All right, so I'm gonna read what Daly had to say. He says, as always, I feel good. I think I have the right group of guys here to make the repeat happen. We are confident and focused. Welcome to the island. Hashtag season 5. Hashtag here we come. Hashtag return of Bill. Dolly, what do you have to say to that?
Man, there's some people on that team that I really love. But I think they're going to struggle more than people realize. Daly gets very frustrated when his team gets stagnant. His forwards get stagnant. If they're not scoring, Daly will get aggressive. And there's a big difference between Esso, Brick, and Sober and me, Roman, Thamps. Not to toot my own horn, but we're okay. Esso is very comparable, if not better defensively than me on left wing, for sure. But Rome is fantastic. And if Brick doesn't cover for Daly, that's 2-on-1s, at least 2-3 times a game. I love Daly. He is a great D-man, but he gets impatient. And I can't see Sober covering for him as often as he should, like Thamps did or like Rome did. And I think they're going to run into a little bit more problems than people realize. They have, to me, this team looks a lot like Hugh's team last season. Brick City's like D-Mart. He's good both ways, fantastic player. Hugh and Esso are very similar. Hess was probably a little better than Hugh, but Sober and Burks, same idea. Maybe Burks a little bit better. 37 is literally the same goalie. Yambag and Superstar were comparable. I mean, this is like Q's team last season. I think they're going to score a lot of goals, but in the end, what happened last season?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think that this was quite, I could be wrong. I don't think this was quite the team that Daly had in mind. And there were a few good luck charms out there. You know, like last year, Daly found Odd Guy. Odd Guy was kind of like his good luck charm. Well, I got that good luck charm. I don't know who's the good luck charm on this team. It's a tough one for me to pick. These guys, I think, have potential. If they start to work as a unit, they all get on the same page, and they get the communication going. I think that not everyone's involved in it, and I think that that's what's kind of causing the breakdown here, because there's no reason why this much talent sitting on one squad doesn't find a way to make it happen. And I'm expecting that Daly will definitely find a way to make it happen. I'm actually kind of excited because I made it this far in the show, and he hasn't called me, which means A+, right? Not too much disagreeing going on.
I'm like his team. I'm like his team. There we go. We'll give it a chirp.
All right, so let's
like his team. Yeah.
Let's finish this up with the last squad here, and this is the expansion team. I'm not going to use that term anymore. Wait, who?
You forgot DC's team.
Oh, that's because I asked DC to send me a little message earlier, and he didn't send me one. I didn't think he wanted to be on the show. We can cover DC's team, I guess. All right, so DC's got
I'm here.
Well,
That's why we're avoiding it, Mike. Come on.
yeah, okay, all right, we'll do it. The diddling danglers. Left wing, we got Murph, Light the Lamps playing center. DC's taking over the right wing. A-Tree's on left D, BC Renton on right D, and Hollywood's in goal. Listed as a tier 3 team. Mac North did give them 6 overall in the power rankings, though. So, Mike, take it away, man. Share with us your thoughts about this squad.
Well, I really like my squad. Our squad's very well balanced. With me being behind the scenes guy, I mean, I'm glad I got drafted. I finally got a home. I forget who said it. I'm no longer a nomad. But I mean, I can fill in where it's needed, and with me being able to fill in left wing, even in net, there's really no holes there. So we have our everything pretty much well rounded. We got some scrimmages in, and we just way we looks good. I mean, yeah, we have a little things to fix, but I mean that comes in due time. So I see our team. I like where we're positioned. A little underrated, but I think we can go far with our team.
All right, I got a couple things from the YouTube chat really quick too. Someone mentioned that I won't say any names. Kayla, take off the fucking jersey. They don't like it. Bad team. Not a fan.
Hey, man. I don't know who said that, but you can go fuck yourself because this is Simo Gagne and you're not going to talk about him like that.
I think you can imagine who said it after you told him he couldn't get that number, but not saying names. Another one actually from the chat. Legit question about the league. We had a question: will the Rejects team bust or succeed? What's thoughts on this?
Well, for those of you that don't know, and I'll go over it real quick, the Dailies Rejects, they got assembled by all of the players that immediately, was given, should have been drafted that weren't, minus a couple that just opted out. Some people didn't want to necessarily play on a team knowing that the chances of winning were going to be rough. The team's comprised currently of left wing Zelo, center Jelly, right wing Saint, left D Demented Spud, right D A Thompson, and in goal New Jersey Devil. I played against these guys. I'm telling you, and I said I was the first team to play against these guys. And my squad, I think, is pretty decent. These guys gave us a run. I think the first game we played him, it was 2-1, and New Jersey Devil was stopping everything. You got to think about that. There were a lot of goals thrown up. Pucks, he was stopping everything. The next game, I think we won 5-3 or 5-2, something like that. But this team is surprisingly better than whatever you would think of a expansion team being put in the league. This is a fair warning, and I gave it in the captain's thread when some of these guys were starting to chirp a little bit. I said, do not underestimate this team because they're going to jump up and they're going to get some wins. And I promise you this season, they're going to get some wins. So, guys, give me your take on this. I like the idea of the expansion team. I'm happy they did that, especially this season with the abundance of players that we had in the pool. But take it away, Cortez. Give me your thoughts on this expansion team.
What I said when I talked about on 2-3 Nights Tonight is that I believe their best asset is NJ Devil back there in net. I heard a lot of great things about him in the offseason about how well he can play, and I think if he can do his job well and keep the puck out of the net, it gives these guys up front in front of him a lot of confidence to play the game the way they need to play it, and they need to be aggressive. They need to try their best to put the puck in the net on any one of our teams, because if they fall behind at any point, your own emotion starts to take over and you kind of let back a little bit sometimes. Or I just think their best asset is him back in net. They really need to make sure that if he's on, they need to be on as well. And their chemistry, I'm not going to use Dom's #Chem, but if their legitimate chemistry is well enough together, I think they can come up with some wins in this season and beat some squads, even maybe take some nights from some teams.
Yeah, Kayla, of the expansion team, do you like the idea that we have one? And what do you think of this group of guys? I mean, are they going to get some wins, or am I just kind of out in left field over here?
I love the expansion team. I love the idea. I think it's great. There's so many. I heard rumors that there was a lot of emo in the captain's thread because we were trying to undo all of the trades that had been done and add a couple more teams so that we could, get some guys a chance to be on a team. So I love the idea of the expansion draft. I think it's the best of both worlds. Everybody gets to play more regularly than they would if they had gone undrafted and been waivers. So I love the idea of giving them a shot at playing full time the way they signed up and the way that they wanted to. the composition of the team, when you look at it from the outside, it's like, oh, there's people who didn't go drafted, so they might not get their fair shot at some wins. But I think when you go a little bit deeper into it, they're all fantastic guys. They're all team players, and I think that they're going to find a way to make it work. I think they're going to get some wins in. They're going to feel good about it. NJ Devil is far better in 18 than he was in 17. Not to say that he was bad, but he had some inconsistent games. But he is looking like a stud. So I think that he's going to steal some games for him, and they're going to be feeling pretty good about that. And I think they're going to let that carry over, and they're going to get some wins. They're going to feel good about the season.
I agree with that. I think all those guys definitely should have been drafted. If we didn't have such an influx of people coming in right before the draft started, such a deep draft. Again, NJ Devil, hate to keep beating it, but the dude's a stud on the back end. A. Thompson's a really versatile guy too. That if Pale was here, he would have that dude's back through and through. He can play anywhere on the ice and play it well. He doesn't slouch. And their forward line is also very good. I don't know what kind. It's a Dom thing, but it's kind of hashtag can they have? But it should be good. I think they all should have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think that's going to actually help them playing in games. As long as they keep moving the puck quick, they're guaranteed some good looks, and good looks against any goalie, any team. There's a high chance of them going in. So I hope they can put it together and take a couple nights from teams, and I hope they make the playoffs. I think it'd be hilarious. Even myself being a captain, I would love it.
Oh man, I would too. And I don't necessarily put it past these guys because a little inside info here. I can tell you these dudes, ever since the announcement that they were going to be on this team, obviously not getting drafted. I know a couple of them were a little disgruntled about it, but I can tell you after the fact, they've been playing a lot together. And even the first night when they got together and I played against them, there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of potential on that team. I'm interested to see what they can do with it. Mike, I want to know your takes on this. Had you gone undrafted, would you have played on the expansion team? Would you have opted to waiver instead? And then what do you think of this team as a whole?
To be honest, I like the expansion. Like everyone, people's been hearing, there was a lot of emo-ness with we have enough people to run 2 more teams. That's how many extra people we had, but enough to run 2 more full teams, plus have at least 5 waivers. But with all the captains saying, hey, we already made all these picks.
No. Don't throw all the captains in that one. I'll tell you the biggest backer in not doing it was fucking Daly himself. I was just fine tossing all my trades away and starting over.
I also was, because at that time I don't know if I had
didn't have a
one trade, if any. So yeah, I was all about it.
So with that said, everyone's like, okay, we'll just make an expansion draft, which is great because now we got people who are high caliber players who should have been drafted, who made it on a team, and these guys have a big chip on their shoulder, and that's like A just said, that's going to help them. That's going to fuel them. That's going to make them strive to you know what, you didn't draft us, we were an expansion team. Hashtag fuck you. That's basically, and they're going to get wins. If I didn't get drafted, yes, I would actually probably play for that team just to prove, hey, once again, why I should be drafted. But I really like that. I like the core. The core is very good. I got to play with a bunch of them, very solid players. So expect a lot from them. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's an expansion draft." Always look at the NFL expansion draft, the AHL expansion draft. They always win 1 or 2 games. Blah. I think they're going to at least win 5 to go 500.
Yeah. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up, our scouting on these teams and all of the power rankings. I think that some of these power rankings are close to being accurate, but I think if I made my own list, I think some of them are way off. It is what it is. I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion on this one. If we were to all write it up, ours would probably all look different. 1 or 2 bumps for our own teams, because that's just the way we are, right? But that's what makes this league so great. We're all a bunch of competitive spirits. So here's a question for you guys, and I'm kind of curious about it because I've heard some talk, but I want to know just the panel's opinion here. King Rome got picked up by DJ first round, and he's playing defense. Some people have gone as far as to say that King Rome is trash on defense, and I just want to know, do you guys really think that? Because I played against the guy. I played with him when he's playing defense, and I'm a goalie. I thought he did a great job. But Dolly, tell me, have you had a chance to play with King Rome?
Yeah, Yeah, I played with King Rome for years. Here's what I'll say. He is not a bad defenseman, okay? But compared to his center play, he is terrible because he's just that valuable at center. And I think that's the comparison that most people are making. I don't think anybody means that he's terrible, and if they do, they're wrong. But he is just so much more valuable in center that I think is why that comparison is drawn.
Mike, I'm going to kick this one back to you for a second because I know you did a lot of scouting. Did you get an opportunity to play with Wiz Khalifa?
Yes, I did. He's not a bad player. Talks a lot. But I mean, overall, I mean, he's a balanced player. I mean, just kind of you gotta get on him. He likes to try to carry the puck in the wrong times, in impossible situations, and that's where he needs to really learn to adjust.
Well, do you think Wiz is going to fill in at center? I mean, better than King Rome would have?
No. Hey,
Yeah.
no.
Well, DJ seems pretty adamant about it. He likes it, but I want a little more take on this. Cortez, give me something here. What do you think about King Rome playing defense?
So I think King Rome. I think the best thing for this team, actually, right now in its current state with its current lineup, is Rome at defense. And let me explain why. Dank plays a style of hockey that you need to adjust to his style of game, or you're not going to play it at all. Because it's not a cycle game that you can play with him. It's a run and gun type game that you have to be adjusted to. And myself, Wiz, and Dank have all played with each other since NHL 10 when we all first really got into playing EASHL. And nobody knows Dank at offense better than Wiz does. Wiz at center is there to feed Dank the puck. And Wiz can put the puck in the net just as much as Dank can. I evaluate them as the same players. I think Wiz plays more of a real style hockey game than Dank does. But I'm telling you, just like By the Way or BTW, I think Wiz is another Rookie of the Year contender. And I don't think it's not Dank spewing shit out of his ass just to make it seem like it is. I think Wiz and him can really, really run this league as an offensive duo. And then with Swagger right there, like I was saying earlier, if Swagger can get into that style of game that they're playing, it's going to be a very scary offensive lineup. And I think you guys have to wait and see it. Obviously, I know Wiz, and some of you may not. He hasn't played in other leagues before. Like Mike said, he carries the puck in sometimes at the wrong time. I think it's actually good of him sometimes to do it because it catches defense off guards. He's a really solid center, and I think he's going to do a great job. And I think Rome back at D is kind of where he needs to be for now. And then we'll see how that team plays out. Maybe that they do need to make the switch because Wiz can also play defense as well. So
I like that DJ has the option and those moving parts because I got to play with Wiz, I got to play with Rome, and I just wanted to nip this rumor in the bud that it was a bad decision or that it's not maybe his best position. Because when he played defense with me in goal, I'm telling you, he played stellar. It was no worries, and we lost no games. So King Rome definitely's got that down pat. Kayla, have you had a chance to play opposite defensive with Rome?
Last year's game, I think I played a handful of club games with him at right D. He had some moving parts, and he moved himself back there because he had a center that would rather have played center. So I have definitely played with him as my D partner, and I agree with Dolly. I think that people, when they think about Rome playing right D, they're comparing his ability at right D to his ability at center, and he is an extremely valuable center. He is very defensively minded, and he does an excellent job guarding the high slot, exactly where a center is supposed to be. So I think that people are drawing a comparison between his center play and his right D play, and anyone who thinks that King Rome is trash at right D is absolutely 100% wrong. That is false. He is a stud D-man. He has high hockey IQ, and he knows exactly what he's doing. I think he's going to do really well there in front of DJ.
All right. I've got Agent. Do you got anything you want to throw in on this?
I agree with what everybody said, man. There's not much more you can beat the horse with.
I got one more question here, but before we jump into this and end the show, do you guys have anything you want to throw out there? Anything that's happened from your captain?
For you.
Do what?
Mikey had a request for you.
Yeah, actually, while we're on the subject of the ending the show, a lot of people who's been seeing my thread up on 239, I am raising money. One of the organizations called extralife.org. For those who streams Twitch, always sees advertisements for that. And especially since we're in a month of awareness for pediatric cancer for kids, rep your gold for them. That would be greatly appreciated. But if you want to donate money to Extra Life, I wasn't able to set up a team, but you can find someone near you. All proceeds go to a Children's Miracle Network hospital to help parents, families for relocations to live close to their kids while they're in the hospital, help pay for treatments that are overly expensive. It's a great cause. Go find someone near you, donate to them. All you have to do is sign up, make an account, and use your credit card or gift card, whatever you want to do. I know a lot of people last year donated to me, and I greatly appreciate that. I raised a lot of money last year because of that. Second is I help run a group called the BudanaGroup.org. What we do is we use tabletop gaming as an adjunct form of therapy. We recognize the need for holistic treatment, and we try to seek improvement for the continuum of care of those who serve by human services field by researching and developing best practices, educating and communicating with faculty and other people to make everyone's life better. We try to help with socialization skills, reading skills, and all that. If you're looking to donate to that, go to the BudanaGroup.org. It's in the chat. I mean, it's in the post. So feel free to donate. We take donations 24/7, 365. And speaking of that, this year, because of the 239 community, we raised money to sponsor a table. We will, at my convention, October 13th through 15th, I will be hosting a 30-minute show showing what our money went towards, where we have a special 239 logo going up, the sponsorship of a table for a good cause. And you'll get to have some Q&As with the people who run the organization. So stay tuned for that next month.
All right, Mike, you're always up to a noble cause over there, man. I applaud you. I applaud you in the stuff you do because, man, that's giving back. And,
well, see, the thing is, my sister passed away from cancer many, many years ago. She developed a rare brain tumor in a lower left cerebellum. It was like only 1 in 5 kids get. It's the rarest you can get. And ever since then, I've been part of many thons at Penn State, always donating to cancer societies. And it's just just because of my sister. And there's a lot of families who suffer like I suffered. So I don't like seeing that. So if I can help, why shouldn't I?
Yeah. Well, you're awesome for doing it. I gotta jump back here. I forgot something, and I just got chirped about it. So we're not going to jump into that last question until I get this out of the way. But going back to Marty's team and the Hut Heroes, Marty wanted me to express this about his team. It's important. He said, when you end up with 3 main pieces you wanted in the draft, you have to be happy. He said, Sidhu, Norris winner, Cripps, Vesna winner, Dolly, Cup winner, all winners, all great people. What's not to like? C-Dub, Hockeytown, and AC will surprise and impress. I couldn't be happier. So, Marty loves his squad. He loves you guys, Dolly. Do you got any kind words you want to say to your captain?
No, I think he already knows. We regularly exchange pictures of each other. Are you saying I'm overrated? Because I absolutely agree. No, I
love you. I love you.
Marty's a great guy. He's a great captain. He's so on point with everything. If anybody gets the luxury to be on his team, it's a blessing. So I'm just really grateful for where I am, and we're gonna have a fun season whether we win or lose.
All right. Well, I'm gonna toss this last question around, and then we're gonna wrap up the show. I want to know from each one of you, which team out here, because I'm looking at it, I don't see a whole bunch of stopping the puck. I see a whole lot of shootouts this season. Tell me, which team is your team, the most explosive offense in the league? Cortez, take it away.
Can I pass for a minute? I want to look it over.
No, go.
I'm asking for.
I'm glad I didn't get called on first.
I'm going to agent here. I'm going to ask for a pass for a minute.
I'll tell you what. I'll take it first.
Okay.
I think that as it sits right now, and it's scary to me because I don't know how things are going to pan out here. There's so many good forward lineups. I might give this one. I might give this one to Dom Silva. I don't think enough people have enough time playing with Wolin or Crimson Fire, but Dom himself. This is a lineup here where pucks are going to fly in the net. Wolin knows how to use marksmanship with his accuracy. Crimson Fire is the same way. There's not a whole lot of shots I see not hitting the back of the net. If they get an opening, they're going to fire it on. It's going to be something scary. There's so many good teams out here, though. It's hard to narrow it down, right? Obviously, just for the sake of being humble and modest, I'm not going to pick my own squad, but you guys know what you were gonna hearts, right?
I know who I played because we played against them. I think the old Dirty Apes are a vastly underrated team, and their forward line is filthy. I mean, Luka and Saney on the same team, both should be top 3 picks in this league, and they're on the same fucking team. I mean, it's incredible. And Edge is a guy that can bury. If you can set him up, he's a guy that can bury. So I see that team as being top 2 guaranteed scoring points this season.
All right, Cortez, give it to me.
Right now I'm honestly and genuinely concerned to see what DJ squad will do. Because if Wiz and Dank get it and Swagger can play with them, I think it's them all day. I think it's them if they get it. But I think you have a very solid forward line as well that can put the puck in the net. I think that's going to be scary with Cosmic and No Regretskis. I also have to go with my own team because D-Mart's there, of course, with Hugh and BTW. But as of right now, I'm probably going to go with DJ squad or your squad to follow.
All right, couldn't pick one. Kind of a fail. We're going to send it over to Dolly.
That's why I needed the time.
Dolly, what you got for me? What team you like?
Oh, man, there's so many good offenses. But I got to pick your team ability. Now, I got to see them play, and I played a lot with Cosmic recently. Man, those guys are so good, and they're so shifty. And this game's very difficult for people to dangle dick right now because everybody's still adjusting to how ridiculous the fucking poke checks are. But, man, these guys can move the puck, and they're so good in tight. I really think that you got it.
Oh, man, I love that. That's like music to my ears. Kayla, what's your thoughts on here? What team do you like? Most explosive offense out there?
Most explosive offense. Well, knowing what I know and seeing what I've seen so far, I have to give it to Dom Silva because Dom moves the puck very well. Krim moves the puck very well. Olin puts the puck in the net. I've seen them make these bang, bang, quick plays. They're always moving the puck faster than I can even see it. And I'm on their team. Like, I'm playing with them. I'm filling in with their practices. And I'm like, where the fuck did you just move the puck? I don't even know what's going on right now. And before I know it, it's in the back of the net. I'm really afraid of this squad. There are 3 incredibly skilled forwards on the same line, and they all know how to play make. They all know how to finish. And it's just going to be ridiculous to try to cover all 3 of them at the same time. So I got to give it to Dom Silva.
All right, Mike, you got to tell me here, man. Which one of these squads is going to get the job done day in, day out?
To be honest, I mean, I'm not going to say my team. No, I'm not. We're going to sit back and just hide behind the curtains. To be honest, what I'm scared of is D-Mart's team, and I don't want to see it. So go ahead and start reaching your pants ability, your team. Start stroking that ego, please. Your guys' team looks very scary, and I can't wait to play against you guys to test my ability. But it's going to be tough. The only difference between D-Mart's team and your team ability is your team has Michael Layton in net. Shots fired on Kayla and you.
Okay. Well, folks, that's how we're going to wrap up the show. Apparently, everything's good with my team except me. I'm a gigantic traffic cone. So I enjoy being able to fill in.
Real news.
Can't stop a beach ball.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah, Cosmic sends me nice little G chats with beach balls going past the goal every time I miss one.
Is it always like 15 or 16 photos too? It's never just like 1 or 2.
It's never
always
one. 100%.
Yeah, it's always like a million.
He's got
ability. You have one of these pictures you can post up right now?
No, you know what?
We'd like to see it.
I'm over it. 239 family, we love you. Thank you for hanging with us and listening to us ramble about this. We'll be back with you next week. Hopefully, we'll have the Dales back by then. So, you guys, love you. Peace out.
Hopefully not. Peace out.